3 months, 2 preschoolers, and 1 big RV trip around Lake Michigan. What could possibly go wrong? It turns out quite a lot, actually.
Oh, nightmare.
It's the drive of shame.
A little bit stressful.
Welcome to the Wandering Herd. Family travel fueled by financial independence. Before we started our epic trip around Lake Michigan, we did a couple of tester trips. We chose Jellystone parks because they're kid friendly. First off, the St. Louis one. We checked out the Arch, which has, is it a national park? Or is it?
Yeah.
It's a national.
There's a national park.
It is a national park and a national monument. Something that's it's like two. It's national something. We also checked out the St. Louis Transport Museum. A really cool play area for kids as well, so very kid friendly. After the St. Louis one, we hopped to the Twain Jellystone, which is in northeastern Missouri. We chose that one mostly because of the water park, which was a lot of fun for the boys and also for the dad.
That's you.
That's me.
Our first stop on our epic 3-month trip around Lake Michigan took us to Iowa, where we experienced our first Harvest Host. Harvest Host is a membership program where you get to have unique overnight stays at local establishments, and we ended up getting to stay at a local vegetable farm. It was the perfect place for the boys to run around and explore, and it was our first time boondocking.
And boondocking, if you don't know what it is basically no hookups in the RV, so you're running off your own battery and your own water supply, and there's no sewer hookup.
We tacked on yet another Jellystone, this time in Iowa, and we tackled a Whibbit, which is an inflatable water horse with a 3-year-old child. Unfortunately, we lost the footage to prove it, but we also had our first family s'mores experience.
The summary of RV life is our next experience. I woke up the next morning and realised that we were right next to the filming site for Field of Dreams. Right, Lug, throw your fastball. Whoa, okay.
Meatball.
U-ball, okay. Go stand on the plate. Whoa, good pitch.
Our next stop was Madison, Wisconsin to visit some really good friends, and we quickly had our first major boo-boo.
Long story short, there was a rainstorm. I opened the awning to shield Heather and her friend from the rainstorm. I took a quick phone call, and then the rainstorm was much worse than I figured, so the rain pulled in the awning and snapped it. See if you can notice anything wrong with this picture. There's an awning missing. We had a tech come out and take measurements and order the arm. And we timed it just so we could do it before we left this campsite. And then he turned up and he had the wrong piece. So his solution was, why don't you just do it somewhere else? And strap the awning roller underneath your RV. So here is our precarious situation. Ratchet straps and an awning roller. Hooray! We literally towed this thing all the way around Lake Michigan and got it fixed when we got back.
Despite the stressful start, overall we really loved Madison. It was really, really cool. We loved hanging out with our friends. We checked out the Epic Campus.
Epic Campus is like a medical device company, which basically has giant different themed parts of the campus, so it's a pretty unique place to work. And they give free campus tours.
Went to the Madison Zoo, which was a great stop for the kids. And we even rented a pontoon boat and took it out on Lake Monona, where we had a great day with our friends.
The campground that we stayed at also had no sewer hookups, so this was the chance for us to break in our honey wagon.
The honey wagon is basically a portable black tank. So if you're staying somewhere without RV hookups or sewer hookups, you can use the honey wagon instead of having to unhook your whole RV and move it. So we did the honey wagon drive of shame to the dumping station. Next up was Kalamazoo, Michigan, where we met up with another dear friend and her adorable beagles.
By this point in the trip, we were starting to perfect the art of levelling the rig. When it's way over this side, it's 2 blocks. When it's kind of halfway between, it's 1 block. Very complicated system.
We also perfected the art of using our outdoor Blackstone grill and the art of making the perfect s'more.
You got s'mores hanging from your face, Coop.
We really liked our campground. We ended up staying at Markin Glen campground. They had a swimmable lake that the boys thought was so inviting, they jumped in fully clothed. We made time to explore the Kalamazoo Valley Museum, which was a great free museum with lots of hands-on activities that the kids love.
Can I read this?
I like myself. I'm glad I'm me.
I make it small.
There's no one else I'd rather be.
We also checked out the Kalamazoo Nature Center, which had a really cool wildfire display that was almost immersive, teaching kids about how wildfires lead to regeneration within the forest. I had the special opportunity to have a mommy nanny date with our man dog to Saugatuck State Park, a really cool state park that has sand dunes and leads up to Lake Michigan.
Next up, we headed north to Ludington, Michigan for a few days, where we explored a really nice waterfront playground, which was great for the kids and for the adults.
Right down the street, you'll find House of Flavors, which is a must visit. The line is long, but was totally worth it.
Cooper approved.
I thought it would be a great idea to take the boys on a 4-mile hike solo through sand, taking the wagon. In my defense, I didn't realize that it was mostly a sand trail. Luckily, a very nice family saw me in distress and helped push while I pulled the wagon 2 miles to the most beautiful lighthouse. This is an example of what I call type 2 fun, which is only fun in hindsight.
Not to be confused with type 2 diabetes.
True. That's a very different thing. After a quick whistle-stop tour of Ludington, we made our way to Traverse City. The boys had the opportunity to dip their toes into Lake Michigan for the first time. We also rented e-bikes for the first time.
It's like I'm in that little house.
You're in a little house with wheels.
So if you're not a fan of e-bikes, one question, have you ever ridden an e-bike? It's almost impossible not to smile while you're riding an e-bike. They're so much fun. We ended up checking out Boardman Lake, we got lunch, and then we took the e-bikes back to our campground and were able to zoom around the campground. We ended up going about 14 miles that day, which was pretty good.
As our time in Michigan came to an end, as we started to head to the Upper Peninsula, we hit a bit of a roadblock, literally.
There was no detour sign. So stressful. Oh, nightmare.
To be continued.